All right. Well, I didn't set up the right assets, Mike.
That's okay. We're having some technical difficulties today.
Oh, God, are we? I'm in the wrong piece. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dear Pats Nation. My name is Ray. That's Mike. Just so everybody knows, I got 30% left on my batteries on my headphones, so I'm hoping that gets us through the hour.
Oh boy.
Got a little bit of a different setup here, Michael.
I know you're looking good.
So, Mike, the New England Patriots blew a 21-point lead yesterday. And I knew that there was I knew there was a lot of negativity. I saw it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it speaking to you and going back and forth.
Yeah.
So I decided that I wanted to start today's show with a little bit of a glass half full comment rather than the world is coming to an end comment.
Okay. Save that for me.
So Dan Kelly posted this yesterday after the game. He said the most disappointing loss for the New England Patriots in years, but at least the franchise is back to a point where losing these type of games hurts instead of just being painful to watch. Are you willing to sit here right now with a being glass half full and accepting that, hey man, you know what? We've watched a lot of bad Patriots football since Tom Brady took his talents to Tampa Bay and, won a Super Bowl there and made our Hall of Fame coach look like an ass. Do you take a little bit of solace from yesterday that this is probably a game last year before? Buffalo's coming into Gillette. The game probably means nothing for the Patriots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They lay that ass whooping, and then they go home.
Yeah. I think first and foremost, if we just looked at the box score without a lot of context, and you said, "Oh, the Patriots lost by 6 points to Buffalo," you'd be like, "Oh, okay," or 5 points, whatever it was. You'd be like, "Oh, okay, we lost to a good team, a team that you probably should go back and forth with." Um, yeah, I mean, again, there's more context behind it, but yeah, glass half full. Yeah, the game's mattering again. It is like a ray of sunshine, right? Like we're in it. We don't want to lose these things. Losing them isn't acceptable anymore either, right? We're not just like, oh, like, all right, well, at least at draft time, this is actually better. Like, that's not the way we're thinking. So that element of it is refreshing.
Correct. All right. The screen no longer says when the music matters. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Mike, and we have Rico from Buffalo Fanatics coming on,
Yep.
and I've got a bone or two to pick with him. I watched his post game last night, and
Mhm.
a couple of things I want to point out to him. But I'm going to point this out
Yep.
because I put a video out on our shorts, kind of pumping up this.
Yep.
And I was surprised how surprised and deflated Patriots fans were after this game because I saw this comeback coming before halftime. You and I were texting back and forth.
Yeah.
And I specifically said to you, I said, Mike, the Patriots need to put up 7 here.
Yeah.
They need to go up. They need to be going to the half up 28-7. If they don't, I have a bad feeling in the second half could get very, very ugly very, very quickly for New England. And you were like in agreement with me. But
Yeah.
then last night you were writing me like the world was over and the Patriots, like you never saw that loss coming.
No, I think I was coming at it from the standpoint of just like a good analogy I used with one of my buddies today is how I was one of your parents last night. I wasn't mad. I was just extremely disappointed because to cough up that kind of lead, whether it's to the MVP or not, is just really disappointing. I had higher expectations for that defense. I did agree with you. I thought Buffalo was going to make it close at that point, but I still thought the Patriots would manage to eke out, um, maybe like a 1 point win somehow, or like let's call it like a 3 point win. Like find a way. But it was a. This is what I've been saying for weeks. It's a tale of two halves with the Patriots. The same team does not show up half to half with the Patriots. Would you agree with that?
I would, but I'll also put this out. It's a tale of two teams with the Buffalo Bills. The Bills
Yeah.
are the best second half offense in the NFL. This is from Dan Mitchell. The
Yep.
Bills are the best second half offense in the NFL that averages 16 and a half points. They are also seventh best defense in the NFL, holding teams to 9.2 points per play.
Yep.
So what you want about the staff, but they whatever.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel he said, quote, same thing everybody else sees. 6'5", 250 pounds, runs fast, hard to tackle, hard to get down
Hmm.
on the ground, accurate, strong. Giving him a dissertation as on a league MVP.
Yep.
So I think the whole thing is, and I kind of said this to you last night because
Yep.
we're fans and this is a fan channel. And
Yep.
I try to take a little bit more of a rational take to the Patriots. You
Hmm.
stay rational, but you get upset. We talk a little bit of smack. We have some fun. And
Yeah. Yep.
we got Rico coming, and if he thinks just because Buffalo won that I don't have things to say, you know, we're gonna go out here. But but my whole thing is, if this was reversed,
Hmm.
if Buffalo was up 24-7 going to the half, and the Patriots came back,
Yep.
you are not sitting here today. Nobody from Pats Nation is sitting on Twitter saying, "Man, Buffalo coughed up that lead. Man, the Buffalo defense couldn't get a stop." What are they saying, Mike? They're saying, "Look at Drake Maye in that offense. Look at Josh McDaniels, the genius."
Yeah.
Every time Tom Brady would be down, 2 scores at the half, 3 scores at the half. And it
Yeah.
happened, not just in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. It happened often in
Yep.
different games. We talked about the greatness of Tom Brady, how Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Right.
Look, we talk a lot of ish around here.
Yeah. We have
Josh
fun.
Allen is probably the second best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Next to Patrick Mahomes, I don't care what anybody says. Patrick
Hmm.
Mahomes is a freak of a quarterback. Bills Mafia, get over it. You got the second best quarterback in the NFL. Just enjoy it. He's
Hmm.
better. I don't get off the whole Lamar Jackson argument. Like, there's no argument for Lamar Jackson being better than Josh Allen. But
Yeah.
he's the best quarterback in the NFL, and he did what MVPs do last night. And
Absolutely.
and I'm gonna skip ahead here because I saw a
Sure.
couple of comments come through, and hopefully we can get to this before Rico gets here because he should be here in just a minute or so.
Hmm.
But this guy, Angry Masshole, posted, and I think he's a troll account. I want to point that out. But he wrote, "Season's over. Patriots are a bunch of chokers, especially Drake Maye. He couldn't rise to the moment." But Pat Lane, the host of the Pats Nation Network, a guy that I somewhat respect,
Hmm.
he and I have had eye-to-eye differences. I think I had him blocked at one point.
Yep.
But he wrote, "The moment was too big for Drake Maye. He was terrible in the second half." And I turned around and said, first of all, and I'm going to put it out there, Josh McDaniels had an awful second half.
Yeah.
Like, the Bills had no answer
I'm
for the
glad you.
Patriots run game.
I'm glad you said it first and not me.
No, I'm going to. Listen, if I'm going to give him roses week after week after week, I'm going to criticize him when he deserves to be criticized. He played, and I saw a great post about it. Let me see if I can find it here. But he basically, I'll get back to it after. Basically, though, what this post said, and I totally agree, was he played to, like, let's just try to win this game.
Yep.
Like, let's just, and I hate when he plays that kind of football. Like, where was the designed runs? Where was Mac Jones? Or sorry, Drake
Matt
Maye.
Collins.
No. Where was Drake Maye? Like, that second touchdown that he ran in, or third touchdown when he ran it in, that was the
Yeah.
designed run. That wasn't a scramble. That was the designed run play when you watch it.
Yeah.
The double pass, that kind of stuff, the flea flickers. Like, where were you opened up the bag of tricks from the first half and you put it away in the second half. You got away from the run game outside of Travion Henderson, proving he can take the ball to the house.
Yeah.
That's a,
And yeah, and that made the game look closer than it probably should have been, because realistically, like, that play goes into a pile, and that drive probably ends somewhere at midfield too. You know what I mean?
but I'm also not going to put the full blame on just Josh McDaniels. The entire coaching staff was brutal.
No, you can't. In a loss like that, you cannot blame. It's all units. And to me, and we'll get into this, it started with special teams last night. Special teams was abysmal. There's no other phrase for it. They were awful. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, but you know who else was abysmal? Mike Vrabel. And I
Yep.
feel like week after week we have the same conversation about Vrabel. He always sort of makes that decision, that clock management decision. I know it's one of the questions you have. We'll talk
Yep.
about the bigger picture after. But they got into a situation, 23 seconds left on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Drake Maye didn't get out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
They called him out of bounds. The booth came down, said he wasn't out of bounds.
Yep.
Patriots had one timeout left. Vrabel had the option to take the timeout, have 23 seconds on the clock, take 2 shots at the end zone, kick a field goal.
Yep.
He chose to let the 10-second rundown. They snapped the ball. Drake Maye throws the ball to Mac Hollins that Mac Hollins could have caught. It was a catchable ball in the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a nice ball.
And I just remember thinking to myself, wouldn't it be nice to have a second shot at that?
Yeah.
Get these guys one-on-one, because they could beat these cornerbacks one-on-one. Instead, they end up kicking the field goal. Mathematically, and I know the game would change completely, but mathematically, if the Patriots score a touchdown there rather than a field goal, the game is tied when the clock's at double zeros.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand these decisions. And look, and sometimes he makes decisions I don't agree with, and it works. He punted the football with, I think, 5 minutes left in the game on 4th down, and I wrote to you and said, I
Terrible.
hate this punt. I hate this
Yeah.
punt. This defense, it was like 6 straight touchdowns or something at that point. The defense couldn't stop Josh
Yeah.
Allen. Now they did. He put his faith in the defense. They got the stop. And at
Yeah.
that moment after that, then it got put on the shoulders of second-year quarterback Drake Maye.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you can say he didn't rise to the moment. But you know who else didn't rise to the moment? Hunter Henry, on a crucial 3rd down pass, drops the football that he catches 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10.
This is 2 weeks in a row, and I think I pointed at it was either last week or the week after. You and I were doing like the play by play that we kind of start to do in the middle of the game, and I said it was a brutal miss by Hunter Henry on like a 3rd and whatever. Okay, and it went right through his hands. That's the second ball in 2 weeks where I'm just like, yeah, Drake wasn't accurate all night. He wasn't great, but at the same time, there were a couple balls that went right through his receiver's hands. So,
yeah, absolutely. So, am I going to put the full blame on Drake Maye? You can't put the full blame on Drake Maye. But at the same time, are we going to sit here, and is Pat's Nation going to sit there and not give the Buffalo Bills some credit? Are they not going to give the defense, who the Patriots were rolling all over, some credit that they kind of figured it out? Are they not going to give the reigning MVP of the National Football League the credit that he's able to bring a team back? Because he just did it against Joe Burrow a week ago.
Yeah. And this is what this kind of reeks to me of is you talk about teams usually have like their opening drive scripts. It seems like the Patriots are really good at scripting the first half lately. And then in the second half, it's like we just hope we build enough of a lead and kind of outmaneuver the other team, right?
I sent you a message during the game, and I said, think back to the 2019 AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
The New England Patriots held Patrick Mahomes to 0 points in the first half. 0 points. And what happened in the second half? Patrick Mahomes does what Patrick Mahomes does, and he came out and he exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And they scored a lot of points against the Patriots. And, then we get into the Chris Jones roughing the passer, the D Ford offside. We know the whole story. Patriots win, they go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Against the defense, I remind you, that let up how many points against the Rams? 6?
Yeah.
6 points. So it was a great defensive team that couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes in the second half. Why? Because great players will figure it out. The Atlanta Falcons at one point held Tom Brady to 3 points in the first half of a Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, and then they just find a way, right? You find a way.
So I think for me, I'm a little, yes, there's blame to place around, but as fans, we never put credit the other way. We never turn around and credit the other team. It can't be that Josh Allen was phenomenal. It had to be that our defense sucks.
Oh no, Josh, I mean, what was it? It was like a 3rd and goal down by the goal line. They had just gotten a hold and he threw a missile into the back of the end zone for I think Knox or Kincaid caught it, maybe. And I'm just going like there's 3 quarterbacks in the league that could make that pass. 3.
Yeah.
And it was just incredible. I was like, "Okay, we're gonna stop him here. We're gonna get him get a field goal, and we'll have a real chance at this." Nope, just fires a missile right into the end of the end zone, and that was pretty much the game at that point. The
Yeah.
Patriots
So
were trying
so
to
be
play
it.
catch up.
I do apologize for everybody for the gross dad noises coming out of me. The reason we didn't go live last week is because I was sick and
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with those residuals. And I was at work talking all day because I talk in my job, and I wouldn't talk to my wife for an hour leading up to this show because I was like, I got to save the rest of the
Gotta
what
save
voice
my
I have
voice.
left.
Yeah,
So I want to move on. So El Capitan
sure.
wrote, that was the most terroristic officiated game in years.
Right.
Non-call, clear DPIs, calling a catch and a DPI on a play the defender got his head around, came
Mhm.
down with the football for a pick. Mike, you know me, I will never, ever, ever place a loss on the officials.
No.
And the fact of the matter is, the officials started making bad calls when the Patriots started sucking. And the funny part of it is Patriot fans going off. Mike Vrabel even talking about the missed calls.
Yep.
But Mike Vrabel didn't really, and Patriot fans aren't really discussing the replay booth not getting down to the officials in the first quarter when the Patriots had a non-catch
I
that.
was gonna say the booty non-catch. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, we talked about this in our chat a little bit, and we did have a little back and forth about the refs, but ultimately, I think you and I both agree. The Patriots had 2 chances. Drake Maye had the ball in his hands twice and ultimately did nothing. You cannot blame officiating for that when your offense and your quarterback can't make anything happen twice. And not because of the Buffalo Bills defense, in my opinion. It was lousy play calling at that point and some bad throws by your quarterback.
Yeah, I think there was some lousy throws. I think that there was some bad play calling. I think there was some bad route running. I
Yep.
think, where were the guys who were dogs the first time they played Buffalo? Well, guess what? The other team practices too. The other team makes
Right.
adjustments. And I don't know. To me, there was so much into this game from a bad from the Patriots, but a good from Buffalo
Yeah.
that did the refereeing have that much of an impact? Well, you could argue that the first 7 points the Patriots put on the board was because of bad refereeing.
Right. Now, given the one caveat I'll give there is it should have been on McDermott to challenge. Like, just throw the challenge flag, you idiot. I don't know what you're doing.
Well,
Okay.
and that's bad coaching. And
Right.
when Rico gets here, he did talk last night. He was talking about it last night, and they were saying like if they would have lost that game, it would have just been a full rage about why aren't you throwing the flags
I
on that
think
play?
I honestly think that Sean McDermott saved himself from being fired last night because
Wow.
if he doesn't throw that flag and the Patriots end up winning, and let's say they win by 2 scores, he's got their ownership group is going to go, you know what, this is the quarterback doing all this in spite of the coach, and I think he gets fired at some point along the season here. I really do, or at the end of the season rather. But he did have their number. I will give him that. He gets a lot of criticism up in Buffalo. He gets a lot of criticism from the Bills Mafia. That defense did just enough to muddle up whatever the Patriots were doing in that second half to basically make them completely ineffective. And I think some of that is, what you and I have talked about. It looked like Drake Maye was big game hunting in the second half when Josh McDaniels should have just gone, we're going to keep running it. I'm going to give you some quick outs. We're going to try to get quick second and short yardage so that we can bleed this clock. And instead, it looked like he was still trying to huck it like 30 yards down the field. And I'm just, again, I put that more on the coordinator at this point because it's more on Josh McDaniels to rein in the quarterback.
But
right?
does that not remind you of old Josh Allen, a young Josh Allen who was always
Right,
just trying to be Superman,
right,
who wanted his name in the headlines? I mean,
right.
is that not just the exact definition of a young quarterback?
Yeah, and I think I said this to you in week 2 or 3. Whenever they stopped running him, so I think there's a parallel here. So they clearly unlocked him last night, right? Or yesterday, because you could see the difference when he's free to run versus what they've been trying to do. I think make a very concerted effort in like the last 3 weeks to be like, keep your eyes up, look to pass the ball, move around in the pocket versus like Drake. If you see the opening, this is a playoff game. Take the opening and run. What happened? He was looking to big game hunt and he was looking to run.
Yeah.
And that's that. I said this exact thing to you in again week 3 or 4. I said it's a hard thing to juggle to tell a quarterback that can run and pass to not just take off when he sees an opening. It's really hard.
I totally agree. Appreciate everybody coming into the chat here tonight. We should look at a couple. Mike, oh
Let me see.
do you play this Fortnite thing?
I do not. Unfortunately, I am a gamer, but that's a little was a little after my time, so I never really got into it.
I'm not. I'm 40. So, I don't know if anybody noticed. I got rid of the long beard.
Yeah,
The
I did. I did. Yeah.
I was looking way too old. I feel like I made myself younger
Mm.
in the last little bit.
Yeah.
We got a message here from Jay Rillo. Cirillo, did I say that right?
Yeah.
It says, "Good to see you, Ray." Not you. Good to see you back, Ray. You still write articles and work with other sports podcast company. I do not. I do not. I come on Dear Pats Nation once a week, and that's what I do. However, I guess it's a good time to tell everybody because I was going to tell Mike after the show, make the announcement next week after I already started. But I'm going to start putting out like old school like voiceover videos, like the way Dear Pats Nation originally started, a couple times a week. I think just to keep trying to gain that traction
Nice.
to the channel. Appreciate everybody coming in. Appreciate you back. Anybody who says great to see you back, Ray, I know is an OG. I think I recognize that name, Chirillo. That seems like somebody who's been around the block with probably every iteration
Well,
of
that was
what I do here.
early you, right? You were doing a lot of things wearing multiple hats. So I'm gonna assume.
Well, that was kind of late me. That was sort of at the end when I was just doing everything everywhere. But yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. So I do want to get back to talking about the Patriots a little bit, but I
Sure.
do want to talk about probably the biggest story yesterday. That would be Patrick Mahomes going down with an ACL tear and
Oof.
the Kansas City Chiefs being officially eliminated from the postseason. I mean, that could not have been a worse day for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I want to talk about something, Mike, if I can. I want to go on a little bit
Sure.
of a raised rant here
Sure.
because there was a lot of Patriots fans, a lot of fans everywhere,
Hmm.
really celebrating the Kansas City Chiefs being knocked out of the playoffs, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the hate because number one is especially from Pat's Nation. I
Hmm.
understand that they became the new dynasty and you thought that the Patriots deserved to go longer than their two dynasties that they had.
Yep.
But with Kansas City out, Baltimore out, the Bengals out, that kind of just puts a clear path for the Buffalo Bills to
Yeah.
win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather see Patrick Mahomes beat Tom Brady's Super Bowl record than the Buffalo Bills win one Super Bowl.
uh, uh,
One of the greatest things in my life, in my football life, I should say. I have a lot better things in my life than anything. But one of the greatest things in my football life is that the Bills have never won a Super Bowl. That's one of the greatest moments. That's one of the greatest things I have. So I don't get it, Mike. I don't get why people so badly are wanted to see the Chiefs fail, especially if you're a Patriots fan in this season, because oh no, Buffalo, who's really who's in contention in the AFC right now?
Denver.
But I don't even, but
Yeah,
because of their defense.
yeah.
Like
Although the quarterback did look good last night.
if you're an NFC team that's like in the playoffs or a Super Bowl contender, like
Hmm.
do you have any fear about going to the Super Bowl to play an AFC team this year?
No, no. The AFC teams, at least on paper, are superior. You have the Rams, right? You have the Seahawks. Who else? I mean, the 49ers could get up to, get there. Who the hell knows?
So the Kansas City Chiefs came at the perfect time
Hmm.
because the NFL needed somebody to hate.
Yeah.
And I hate Kansas City in the way other people hate Kansas City. I don't want to see them win the Super Bowl,
Hmm.
but I want to slay that dragon in the AFC Championship game.
So this is along the way I think too, right? Like to be the dog, you got to beat the dog.
Yeah.
That's kind of why again, last night was disappointing. Not to mention like I take it year by year. I don't look at the teams as like a legacy thing, you know? Like the Chiefs this year didn't worry me. So if we got them as like a 7th seed and we were the 2 seed, I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like that's easy." It's like now we potentially might have to go play like Houston. Like I don't want to play that defense.
No.
You know what I mean? Like objectively, even if they made the playoffs this year, they were not a good team.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. So I think that uh, would you go to a movie where there's no villain?
No.
Like would you go to a movie where there's no one to beat?
Right.
Right? What is the genesis of every story? It's you have the hero, the underdog, the protagonist who goes off and fights the bully, the evil empire,
Right.
whatever. And that's who the Kansas City Chiefs were. Would I listen, here's the only great thing about Kansas City not making the playoffs. If Buffalo were to go to the Super Bowl in a year that there's no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes,
Mhm.
and no Lamar Jackson, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say there's an asterisk besides this Super Bowl appearance because they're probably going to lose to the Rams.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say there's an asterisk because you had nobody to beat. Oh, you beat second year Drake Maye. Ooh, you beat Denver. Oh, you beat the Colts and 95-year-old Philip Rivers. Or
Or
maybe or
Trevor
maybe
Lawrence.
or maybe Trevor Lawrence or 75-year-old I don't know who's playing for Pittsburgh right now. Do you know what I mean?
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah, is he even starting though? Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So you're in a situation right now
Mhm.
where there's no villain, there's no dragon to slay.
Right.
Like it sucks. Stars make football. Micah Parsons out for the year.
Dude, I saw the list of ACL tears and Achilles injuries just this season to star players. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. So I just think, yeah, 999 said a lot.
Yeah.
Bills are not the evil empire. They have never ever been good. They have not even made it to a Super Bowl in 30 years. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs are the evil empire. I hope I was clear about that.
And to be fair, they're good right now. They're probably the best. Well,
Well,
they're
they're
one.
good,
Yeah.
but they're not Mahomes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm getting at. Like it's not you're not talking about facing Patrick Mahomes. You're not talking about facing like the best of the best. You're literally talking about they're okay.
Yeah, and to put that in a Patriots context too, to go back to you're beating a second year Drake May, right? Like we talked yesterday about punching up. The reason that there's such an obstacle to overcome for the Patriots is because let's be honest, right now the Patriots don't have a deep roster and they're a young team. So yeah, they may not be in the best form right now, but they still have more experience than you do.
Correct.
Yeah.
So to me, it just comes down to football's better with Patrick Mahomes than the
Oh,
NFL.
absolutely. I mean, how did it feel to most people to watch that the Eagles kick the crap out of him in the Super Bowl last year?
Well, yeah, because you slay him in the big game.
Right. Now replace him with Trevor Lawrence. Like just put Trevor Lawrence there. How do you feel? You don't care.
No, you don't. It's like when Joe Burrow lost in the Super Bowl. You didn't care.
I like Joe Burrow, but
But
yeah,
okay, you like him, but like, are you really? Is Joe Burrow really the face of the NFL?
not right now. No.
There's two quarterbacks in the NFL, as far as I'm concerned, the face: Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
People love to hate Lamar. People love to hate Mahomes. People don't hate Josh Allen, but the Buffalo Bills fans like manufacture.
Yeah, they do. They do a great job.
Yeah, they manufacture hate. Like they manufacture rival. I heard something great. Um, Someone's like the Buffalo Bills and Patriots rivalry is like the biggest one-sided rivalry in sports because
Yeah.
one cares and one doesn't.
Yeah. Again, we care right now because we're in a rebuilding phase. They're like a stepping stone for us to know that like we're back. You know what I mean? But other than that,
Yeah,
we've talked about this. For the 20-year dynasty, Tom Brady had more wins in your stadium than you did. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
and that's what I mean. So you got to look at the people who they people want to see fall. Like back in the day, Deshaun Watson would have been one of those guys
yep.
before he just really became a Cleveland Brown and like a predator. You know,
Yeah, he imploded just a little there.
like people loved hating Tom Brady. People loved hating Peyton Manning. People loved hating Ben Roethlisberger. But Joe Flacco, people loved hating. Like people loved hating anybody with any success. Now people love Joe.
Yeah.
Now you'd be cheering for Joe Flacco to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, not back in the day, man. That was a tough loss.
No, it was like I didn't like Peyton Manning until he retired. I didn't like Ray Lewis until he retired. I didn't like
No.
Terrell Suggs until he retired. You know, like it's but I respected the hell out of them.
Yeah, and this goes back to the rivalry thing, right? Like Ben Roethlisberger was more of a rival to Tom Brady in the AFC to me than like name the Buffalo Bills quarterback over like a
Oh yeah.
decade. No, like I didn't care.
Oh yeah. And I think that I could start to hate Josh Allen a little bit more
Mm.
because I saw a good post here. Let's pull it up. Content,
Sure.
Mike. Content.
Yep. Yep.
But I really do think it was good. Where is it? I read it like, okay, so Andy Hart said, remember when Mahomes and Allen was cool, or Burrow versus Allen? May versus Allen is the next big NFL thing. Twice a year, every year. Enjoy.
I mean,
And
it could be.
if Drake May continues his projection that we think he's going to be,
Yeah.
then yeah, we have twice a year. You're going to have Josh Allen versus Drake May, which is going
Yeah.
to be a big game. Look, you remember we talked about this before. Every year we waited for Brady versus Manning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the game, and they play twice a year, once in the regular season, once in the
Once in the
postseason.
post. Yep. Always. And I
The
mean,
chat is unreal tonight. By the way, like I can't
Andy.
even,
Yeah.
I can't even share. Like that's like just.
Yeah.
I think I'm just. Are you monitoring the chat?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
Okay, I'm gonna click away from it because I'm getting just distracted.
Distracted.
And if you
See
tell me
something.
if you see something I should post, um, guys, can we not say some of the stuff we're saying? Like, my God.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. My faith isn't shaken in May. I think he's not used to the spotlight yet, and you can see it. You know, we've seen a couple of these game. Can I be real with you? This looked like the first game they played against the Raiders to me. Like he did a lot of running
Yeah.
around, made a couple of passes, but he seemed like brain locked in the second half, and that was a lot of the Raiders game. So in some ways, right, Stephon Diggs had a quote after the game that said, "This might be a good loss for us because it might be the reboot they need before the playoffs." Remember how we kind of mentioned like the Steelers' loss was a good loss for them at the time? This might be the loss that they kind of need to collect themselves and kind of take a bigger look at what they're doing.
I'm trying to think. The Patriots in one of their Super Bowl years were on
Mhm.
this, when they're on a typical Brady run,
Yep.
and they had a loss somewhere like in November and December, and it was sort of like a catalyst loss that was like, oh, the Miami Miracle.
Are you sure it was that game?
It
I'm
was the
thinking.
Miami. It was the Miami Miracle. The Patriots were on a roll. That
Okay.
was, and the Miami Miracle happened, and the Patriots all kind of sat there and just shook their head, and it almost just lit a fire. They were so pissed off. You know what I mean? Because they knew in their heads that was a win.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you just need that. You just need that stuff to happen. Um, little non-Patriots news. Travis Kelsey. We probably have seen the last time Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes are going to play together,
Yeah.
and he's not going to go to the playoffs in his final year with Kansas City.
Yeah.
Can we now definitively say that we watched the GOAT in Travis Kelsey?
I think so. I think so because this seems to always happen, right? Like the star trails off in their last year, year and a half of football, right? And you kind of forget about, well, the 2 or 3 years before that, he was like over 1,000 yard receiver as a tight end. And like kind of the reason that offense post Tyreek Hill was doing anything, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Well, and he's the reason you could let Tyreek Hill walk away.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
I do. And I mean, we've had the argument of Gronk versus Kelsey. Like, listen, Gronk just wasn't healthy enough, you know?
again, you give Gronk the longevity, I think we're having a different
Right.
conversation. But we can't have that conversation because he didn't have the longevity. And his last year that he won the Super Bowl with Brady, he was a
Mhm.
shell. I think the last year he played with the Patriots, he was a shell of the Gronk who was once. I know he made the big catch at the end, but
Yeah.
he was not the Gronkowski that we knew and loved for just so many years that could just dominate a football
Oh
field.
yeah, that last year he was kind of like, and I mean this in the best way possible. Like he was taking up space on the field because you still had to be worried that he might, catch
Yeah.
something.
Well, and he made the big catch in the Super Bowl
Right.
against the Rams, right? Which set it all up. But I mean, in that kind of game, when it's a pure defensive game, that really Edelman probably shouldn't have been the MVP. That was probably a game set up for Gronk to be the MVP, and he just couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't physically do it. Yeah.
So I do think that Travis Kelsey's the GOAT. Blocking doesn't matter. I know people are like blocking matters. Blocking doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like the guy had like what, like 6 or 7 1,000 yard seasons, like back to back to back to back to back to back. He's a 3-time champion. Like, I'm sorry, he's you. If you don't like Travis Kelsey, it's because he doesn't play for your team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to put out there. And
Plain and simple.
I love the Kelsey brothers. I really do. Look, I wrote to our boy Brit Chief. I
Mhm.
said I'm hoping that Kansas City bounces back. Like I want that rivalry with Kansas City. There's been a rivalry with the Patriots and Kansas City longer than there's been a rivalry with the Patriots and the Bills, and they play in the same damn division. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna. Does anybody forget the Monday night blowout? Does anybody forget the home opener blowout? Does anybody forget Mahomes versus Brady? Like that AFC Championship game. Like, dude, we played Kansas City in the playoffs more than we played with Alex Smith as their quarterback. Like
Right.
it's and yeah, Andy Reid, probably one of the goats of all time. I put him on the same tier as Bill Belichick. You have to. You have to put him in the same tier, Mike.
I'm gonna address this comment for a second from Griffin here. It says, "L take boys. Listen, we're not arguing that Gronk, like in one game versus Kelsey in one game, who's going to be better. We're saying who was better for their career, and the availability is a giant piece of that. Gronk was always hurt as good as he was, and
The
yes,
Patriots. The
We
Patriots had the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history without Rob Gronkowski on the field.
yeah. He made oh my god, I was gonna say Marcus Cannon, not Marcus Cannon. Who was the other tight end?
Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett. He made Martellus Bennett look like a Pro Bowler for like 5 games that year. You know how good
Yeah.
Martellus Bennett was? He was okay. He was a good tight end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brady had a lot to do with a lot of success for a lot of players.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. I love Julian Edelman. I love Jules. My dog's name is Jules. Like everybody knows my admiration for Julian Edelman. If Julian Edelman is drafted by any other team in the NFL, any
Oh,
other team,
he's a punt
and
returner.
isn't playing with Tom Brady in the mind of Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick's, wherewithal to say like he's not a quarterback. He's going nowhere. Speaking of going nowhere, I guess when you've got 45 kids and they're running around going 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", you just need to get the hell out of the house. And I guess when you're Phillip Rivers, you return to the football field.
Oh my
Mike,
gosh.
can I read you this
Yeah.
unbelievable stat I saw yesterday? And I forget who posted it. I didn't make note, and I
Is
apologize.
is it the viewing statistics from the Seahawks
No,
Colts
no,
game? Yes.
no. I think this was Dan Kelly who posted this.
Okay.
Indianapolis Colts starting quarterback Phillip Rivers is older than 7 players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He is older than Jared Allen, Devin Hester, Calvin Johnson, Darrell Revis, Joe Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, and Patrick Willis. Rivers is also older than 7 of the Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalists in the class of 2026.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that guy came out, he looked chubby.
He did.
Like man, that guy made dad bods. Like I might put myself back up for eligibility, Mike. I might put myself back in the draft. Like he gave dad bods. Like he's like, yeah, dude, we can still play with the best of them.
Listen, he needs that cushion, okay? It's not easy getting hit at that age. He needs the cushion.
What are these viewing statistics you're talking about? I assume that's from our friend.
Yeah.
I didn't see this. Let me find it. So this is our boy Coleslaw. Go check him out. He's got a YouTube channel as well, Lawrence Owen. We should have him on this show.
I mean, you say that now.
We talk a lot of smack though. Like we should bring him on. Give him a chance to defend himself.
I don't think he actually posted them. It was me being a little cheeky about that comment earlier in the week.
Oh yeah. Well, he did. He wrote something. I sent it to you. It made me laugh. I love Lawrence. He's the biggest homer in the world. Like, let's just face it. And he just won't admit it. Yeah, so he wrote, Colts Phillip Rivers to everyone who said starting him was a terrible idea. And then he posted this meme of Stone Cold Steve Austin saying, what? I wrote to Mike, they scored 16 points. Like, they scored 16 points. What a game for Phillip Rivers.
I mean, I'll give it to him. That's a pretty good defense, that Seahawks defense.
And you're 78 years old.
Yeah. Like, listen, I'm glad Phillip Rivers came out, because if you heard what he said after the game, and he was like, yeah, I just wanted my sons to know that, like, and my daughters to know that you should just go out and do it, and don't be afraid, and don't let fear hold you back, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
I was like,
why not?
I was like, yeah, that's cool. Dadgummit.
I mean, how funny is it, though, that, like, Drew Brees doesn't play football anymore, and Phillip Rivers is the one who replaced Drew Brees?
I know. That's, like, listen, this kind of speaks to how impatient the league is with young quarterbacks. Like, you don't think Tom Brady is going...
Rivers finally in his stride? He's
Yeah.
finally hit his peak?
Like, you don't think Tom Brady's looking at that going, why the frig did I buy into this shitty team when I could go win a Super Bowl right now? Like, what the F?
Yeah. So, in fair, Phillip Rivers is still a year younger than Tom Brady was when Tom Brady retired. Phillip Rivers is only 44 years old.
Tom Brady could
I was gonna
look
say,
better than that.
Like, Tom Brady looks a lot. Brady looks like he's dropped a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Like, Brady looks like, I don't know if Brady could still go, because he just looks like he's lost, like, so much weight.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Drake Maye goes down, all of a sudden we get breaking news. Tom Brady signed with the Patriots.
Yeah. How did Drake go down? Somebody out of the shadows whacked him with a hammer.
He Tanya Hardied him. He came out after practice. They took a lead pipe to the knee.
They had a TB12 bag.
Oh man. Oh. Where do I want to go from here?
You want to talk big picture about some of the questions
Yeah.
I
Ask
sent
your
you?
questions. Ask your questions.
All right, so I sent you 2 questions earlier.
You're
I
monitoring
wanted
the chat, right? You're monitoring the chat.
Yeah. I wanted Ray to kind of ruminate on these questions. I said to him, number 1, I said, is this loss an indication of something similar in 2025 that happened to the Patriots in 2020 or 2021 actually, right? Mac Jones's rookie season where they were kind of on this roll and then after the bye kind of collapsed. Do you get any sort of inkling or feeling of that?
Mike, I went back and forth on this many a times. Is this Patriots team legit or is it fool's gold? Like I went back and forth on this a lot. I think what we saw last night
Mm-hmm.
was proof the Patriots can have flashes of being a really good football team.
Yep.
But 2 weeks ago, when I was sitting here, or 3 weeks ago, when I was sitting here saying, Mike, how can you not call them a Super Bowl contender team? How can you not? I may have bought into the hype a little bit too much. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying
Right.
that as maybe Cam Newton knows a little bit about football. Like maybe Cam Newton knows a little bit more than I do. Maybe it is a little bit of fool's gold. Maybe this team is not quite there yet. And I think that the Patriots are a wide receiver away. I know Milton Williams going down was huge. I know losing Spillane for the game sucked. But you shouldn't be in a position that losing those 2 players has the impact that it did because they were there the first time they played Buffalo and they did an amazing job of containing Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So I don't call it a collapse. I think we saw what a good team can do to the Patriots. I think next week is going to be a tough game against Baltimore. I
Mm-hmm.
think Lamar is going to throw another 8 passes and have another one of those just phenomenal games. Throw 8 passes. The Patriots suddenly can't stop the run,
Yeah, Milton Williams is a big part of that.
which when they're able to get him back will be huge. I'm not worried about any other team moving forward after that. Obviously, the Jets or Miami, even though Miami's making a little bit of a run right now.
Yeah.
I do think there's a possibility. I mean, we were talking 2 weeks ago, the Patriots winning the AFC. They was in their control. The
Yeah.
bye was in their control. I mean, we could be talking about a situation where the Patriots are the wild card and they're not even AFC East
Yeah.
champions.
Yeah, that's tough to think about, right? 2 weeks ago we were just on a complete and it's funny how like if 3 plays go different in that game, right? I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but we're still saying like, they're in contention for the 1 seed. If they get the 1 seed and improve, things could be a little bit different. The
Shout out, Love Vibration Nation, the hyperbolic media.
Yeah, the hyperbolic media. I'll tell you where I come at from this. I've seen Drake Maye do this 2 weeks in a row and sporadically throughout the season. He just kind of locks up and has these games where it's like, dude, what are you doing? Right? Because he had that Jets game where he looked like he was in complete control of everything that was going on the field. And
Against a really bad Jets team.
right. And it looked like everyone around him was kind of what was holding him back. And last night, it looked like it was kind of, I don't want to say him holding everyone back, but it looked like he was kind of stuck in like first gear. You know what I mean? So
But
I
maybe
just
that's all he's capable of right now.
right, but I'm saying I think that's what's ultimately holding them back from being a true contender
The
this year.
quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know that he's ready. I don't know that he's ready. And I'm not saying like listen, he's made seismic leaps in this season. So by the end of the season, could we say, you know what, he unlocked that gear? Josh McDaniels sat him down after this Buffalo game and said, these are the 5 things that we need to work on every week until the postseason or 4 weeks, whatever it is. And he gets there. He could. But I've just seen this same little nagging thing from the Patriots all season that goes like, well, we kind of explained it away like, oh, they were way ahead and took their foot off the gas. No, I think they were way ahead and they haven't been that good at playing in the second half. Or I think they were way ahead, like you said, against a bad team, and the bad team just kind of gave up,
Yeah, I agree.
you know? And my second question to you as we move on is, and again, it's a little loaded, but why do you think Mike Vrabel loves to play with the game clock before the halftime? What is this thing? Because we were on this pretty early in the season. Shout out to us. I think we identified this like in week 2 right away.
Yeah, and I feel like this is something we talk about almost every week. Is
Mm-hmm.
Mike Vrabel's play? I mean, especially after a loss. It's their third loss of the season, fourth loss
Yep.
of the season, third.
Mm-hmm. Third.
Third loss of the season, and we've definitely, with every loss, really hyper focused on it. But even in some of their tighter wins, we've hyper focused on Vrabel. I don't know. I don't know why. I know that talking to some Tennessee guys, I know
Mm-hmm.
one of their frustrations with Vrabel is that he was very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're actually shocked how often he goes for it on fourth down with New England,
Yep.
which could be a Josh McDaniels thing, pushing him to go for it because God knows Bill Belichick never went for it on fourth down. It was all old school football.
Right.
I think he's just, I think, you know what? You might have answered it with the last question. Because you've got a quarterback who doesn't quite rise up to the moment, because you've got a quarterback who can get stuck in gear, because you've got a quarterback who's maybe not ready for some of these, charges. It's let's play it safe. Let's control the clock. Let's get 3.
Yeah.
Like and again, it's Bill Belichick played every game not to lose.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick didn't play to win. He played not to lose. And I get a little bit of that from Mike Vrabel. Let's learn how not to lose first. Then we'll worry about winning. How often do we hear that, out of the old Belichick camp? And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's something that could have got passed down to Vrabel from his days with the Patriots. However, you don't have Tom Brady to put up the type of points needed to just play not to lose.
Yeah. Yep.
But what I don't understand is, and maybe you could answer this to me, is how do you manage the clock like the way you do, but then you completely get away from the run game for huge chunks of time?
That's that to me is why if we come full circle on this, in this game, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because you shouldn't be playing just not to lose against Josh Allen, and Mike Vrabel knows that, right? And then, like you said, you get away from your game plan and time management in the second half completely. They started passing like crazy, and they had no business passing. Ramondre Stevenson, who was the second best running back on the field, was getting like 7 yards a clip. He was outrunning James Cook in the first half by like a mile. You
Yeah.
can't you and this is what drives me nuts, and this is a Josh McDaniels thing. You emptied the bag in the first half. They were doing some things with that offensive line that were fantastic. They were opening up giant holes through the middle of the offensive line, which we haven't seen them do all year. They were doing some great things with the offensive line, the swing passes. They had a nice screen at one point. You're telling me you couldn't do any of that in the second half to get like two runs going to kill? They realistically, okay, and again, some of this speaks to special teams. Okay, so just let's play this out in your mind, right? If special teams isn't a disaster and the Bills start at like the 30 or the 35 and have to drive an extra 10 to 15 yards on each one of those plays, that's an extra like 3 minutes off the game. So you really realistically say we need to we need to take those, yeah, we need to take those 3 minutes off the clock. So what are we going to do? We're going to pass. Like what? It doesn't make sense.
So you may have opened the door for me to defend Josh McDaniels.
I mean, I could defend him too. Again, based on like I'm playing both sides of the argument
But
tonight
but
on
based
purpose.
but based on what you just said, you said this is what drives you nuts about Josh McDaniels. He emptied the bag in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that wasn't Josh McDaniels' game plan. Maybe Vrabel said the book on Buffalo. Sorry, I was just gathering my thoughts there. The book on Buffalo is they're a terrible first half team.
First half team, so empty the bag in the first half.
Empty
Yeah,
the
that could.
bag. Empty the bag. Let's put up as many points as we can in the first half and then try to survive the second half.
Yeah.
So Josh McDaniels empties the bag, emptied it well, 24 points. Probably this seems to be defensively too. They may have emptied the bag.
Oh, they
And
empty. Yeah, they emptied the bag real quick defensively.
and then try
Three
to
quarters,
survive.
3/4 of the way through the first half, they emptied the bag and then had nothing left.
Which to me, Mike, is not a Josh. Which is if you look at Josh McDaniels' trend, the third quarter is the time that he likes to start going to the trick plays and start going to the.
Yeah.
He's not a first half trick play guy when you're leading, and they're doing double passes and just some really funky things. You're right, and the offensive line was just the shifts and the motions and the what they were doing was confusing the Buffalo defense like crazy.
Yeah, and
And
that's why to me though, again, it's almost like they scripted the first half completely, and it's like you're telling me you couldn't figure out something a little bit more
and this
fancy.
and this is not consistent to me. This
Yeah.
is not consistent with Josh McDaniels. This is Josh McDaniels was the man of adjustments. Him and Belichick,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
two of them would go into the halftime locker room, no matter what the score was. Okay,
Mhm.
what are they doing? All right, let's run. You know what I mean? Like let's do this in the third quarter. They were the two guys. I remember the third "Do Your Job" when it was just the two of them, and Josh McDaniels like I've thrown the game plan away the second drive when you
Yeah.
just realize we can't stick with this. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that too, but again, this goes back to what you were saying, right? Like, I think you did what you could with Drake May. He's just not there yet, and we need to accept that. And the fact of right, Josh McDaniels with Brady and Gronk and Edelman. Yeah, I can throw away the playbook and come up with plays on the fly because these guys have all been playing for 10, 12 years. Drake May's been in the league for a year and a half. I can't do that. I can't.
Exactly. Okay. Typically on this show, we stick to sports. We don't talk politics. We don't do that type of thing. And I don't. This isn't political. This can come off as political, but it's not.
Mhm.
Uh, we had a tragedy yesterday happen in Australia, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully, Mike, because
Mhm.
I don't want an alienation on either side of it. This is what I'm going to say:
Mhm.
love and peace, love and peace. You know, it's like football in a way. I'm not comparing this to football, but you have your differences, but at the end of the day, you love everybody equally,
Mhm.
and we're just seeing so much senseless death over what people are. We're just seeing senseless death of innocent people who are not making the political decisions, who are not making the choices that others are making. And a 10-year-old girl on the beach celebrating Hanukkah did nothing to deserve being shot and killed.
No.
The same way the children who in Gaza that have been bombed don't deserve to be killed. Nobody, no human being deserves to be killed. I saw something once, Mike, and it brought a chill to me. It said that are the only humans are the only animal in the animal kingdom that will kill just to kill. Like other animals, they kill for territory, they kill for food, they kill out of fear. We're the only ones that can kill and enjoy killing and kill out of revenge. And I'm just, I if you're Christian, if you're a Christian brother, a Muslim brother, a Jewish brother, I just I can't see more innocent people being killed, Mike. I just on either side of anywhere, and this extremism on all sides, and political decisions being made, which are now affecting ordinary people who have nothing to do with any of it, that are just trying to celebrate a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mike, I'm seeing it here in Canada. The racism and anti-Semitism and Islamophobia and all that kind of stuff is on the rise, and it's just getting
Yeah.
more and more and more all the time. And as a Catholic, Mike and I talk about this all the time. As a good Italian Catholic boy, um, you know, I don't stand to hate anybody for their religious beliefs, and I don't stand to anything. And I'm not saying what's happening in Israel is right. I'm not saying what's happening in Gaza is right. I think we need peace everywhere. And just I was heartbroken yesterday. As heartbroken I said to Kate, as heartbroken as I was, I think it was 2 summers ago. We had a Muslim family here in Hamilton who were just walking up the road, father, mother, son,
Mm-hmm.
and a guy ran them down, got on the sidewalk and ran them down just because they're Muslim. And I was heartbroken then. And
Yeah.
I watched my Muslim neighbors that I live in my neighborhood. I live in a very multicultural neighborhood, and I watched
Mm-hmm.
them kind of nervous on the road, and it broke my heart. It broke
Yeah.
my heart that they had to live like that. Um, and then you hear about Rob Reiner dying, and being him and his wife being murdered by their son,
Yeah.
and um,
I just, yeah. I
I'm
don't
not
think,
gonna I'm not gonna get into that next part of it, but
yeah.
it's I bring this back to Charlie Kirk, man. Like, and I am I can probably count on one finger the things that Charlie Kirk and I saw eye to eye on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Politically and morally, we're a very different people. But I was heartbroken, and I'm not an act. I'm not a right wing or left wing anything. You know that, Mike. Like I'm not on that extremism
No,
side
no,
of things.
you're,
I'm very very center on political things. But I was like, no, people don't need to die. That's what I want to get at, Mike. Like people don't need to die for having opinions, or need to die for practicing religion, or need to die for anything else. Like we need to just can we just not just effing love each other?
well, and you and I have talked about this before. This is why we talk about sports. It gets us away from that stuff. I've told you I used to focus a lot on that stuff, and like, listen, as angry as I seem about this Patriots stuff, like, I like, listen, it affects me like that day. Kind of gets me down, but I don't like walk outside and then go, man, like my life sucks. I used to pay attention to
Yeah,
more of this political stuff and I'd be like, wow, life sucks. That's why I stopped like living in it because that's where it'll take you, honestly.
it really does. And I want to tell people right now, people who blindly follow a party, I don't care which one. I don't, Mike, you know that. I don't care which party you follow.
No one has all the
Anybody
answers. No one.
anybody
Best
who
way to put it.
blindly follows leaders and politicians and parties and doesn't call them on their BS
Hmm.
and just takes everything they say blindly and it's the perfect sheep that they're looking for on both sides. I can't make this any more clear, Mike, on both sides. It's not worth it. You don't live a happy life.
No.
You don't. And watch some football. Take sides. Take sides and be a Patriots fan.
Exactly.
Anyways, I could not address it, Mike. I know we don't address political stuff, but there was just the more and more, the more you just saw things come out. And shout out to the hero, Ahmed Ahmed, I think was his name.
Honestly, I saw this news quickly, and I haven't. I'll be honest with you, and it's probably bad for what we do here. I've been trying to stay off of social media because
no, it's great. Stay off it, man.
Yeah,
it's a cesspool. It's a cesspool. But I want to shout out Ahmed Al Hamid, who a local fruit store owner in Australia, Muslim man, who tackled one of the gunmen and wrestled the guns away from him.
Yeah, I did see that. That was good for him.
Yeah, he was then shot by the other shooter, but he's in hospital, and it's nice when you can see citizens come together like that, and look out for each other. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to go on anymore about this. I'm just asking. Like, I have a very, very small platform, even smaller than I ever had before. But if I have the people who are listening tonight who have all disappeared since I started talking about this, but the people who are still listening, like, just love each other, man. Like, just love each other, whether your credence, your religion, your color, your gender, whatever. You can have your own opinions about whatever you want, but at the end of the day, people are people, and let people be people, and that's the most simplest way to live it. With that being said, Mike, I love you. You know I love you. Love you like a brother.
I love you too, man.
One of my tightest friends. I guess next week, maybe. Do we have any holiday interference? I don't think so, right?
Next week we should not.
22nd, we're good. 29th, we're good. The 5th, we're good. No interference. So I can wish you a very Merry Christmas next week. For anybody who doesn't watch us next week, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends out there who are celebrating. And next week, Baltimore.
Big one.
Lamar Jackson, eight completions this week in an absolute romping.
I have a feeling we'll get a better side of Baltimore.
Mike, tell me about those Patriots, buddy.
They're going to be legit, kid.
Dear Pats Nation, it's just about time. Yeah, we're back. You know it's Dear Pats Nation. Yeah.